Hi, Christina. This is Sarah with Flourish at Artisan Indie. And today I am critiquing your Etsy shop, Deep South Posh. I'm kind of excited to go through it. For those of you that may be watching on YouTube, Christina is actually a member in our community, Flourish. My name is Sarah. I'm a top sales coach when it comes to e-commerce and all things handmade. I was an Etsy seller myself for about 6 years. My last year on Etsy made just under 200,000, and my total e-commerce business earnings are just over $1 million in the last 7 to 8 years. So basically what I do is I've founded this community, Flourish, and my business, Artisan Indie, to kind of advocate and help the handmade industry. And to help promote handmade sellers' products, which is why I started this YouTube channel. And I'm super excited because I have a lot of awesome things planned to come down the pipeline. But today, what we're going to do is we're going to critique an Etsy shop. And this is something I do a lot. Christina, being in my Flourish community, pretty much knows what she needs to do to find success selling on Etsy. She is, however, also a mom and a wife and has a crazy busy life. So, she has to do things as she is able to. So today we're going to kind of go over everything and see what areas maybe she has some opportunity in to really make an impact with the customer experience. Or maybe there's some things she can do on the admin side of things to drive more traffic to her business. All right, so let's go ahead and start. I'm going to start with branding. Branding is uber important to me. I think that a lot of handmade sellers don't realize the importance of branding because it really is the foundation that your business is built upon. And when it comes to e-commerce, it's even more important because you want to start to build up brand recognition and brand familiarity through all platforms. So whether you sell on Etsy or Amazon or Facebook or your own website, you want to make sure that people recognize where they are and that it's all consistent. So Deep South Posh is the name, which is a different name. Now I've met you in person before, Christina, so I know a little bit about your story. And then of course I looked at your about page here, and it appears to be that you're from the South. You met your husband, and he is from the UK. He's British, and you have a daughter who you named London Elizabeth, and she has this Southern twang, but still a little bit of a British accent. And people say, oh my gosh, listen to her little Southern posh accent. So super cute story to go with the name that you've chosen for your brand. It is confusing if somebody looks and says, Maryland, she's not in the South, but that's the nice part about having that about page and having that about story so that you can let people know kind of where the name came from. Now, right off the bat, people aren't going to probably question where the name came from. Sometimes, especially first-time customers, they don't give the name a second thought. But it is something that you want to consider. Is it affecting your target audience? Is it affecting the people that you're trying to attract to come into your shop? Is it going to turn them away? Is it going to attract them in? Is it going to be confusing? So that's something you definitely want to think about. So Deep South Posh, if I didn't know what you sold, I don't think that I would have an idea what it is that you sell. It doesn't tell me in your name what you sell. It doesn't tell me what types of items you sell. I can't really tell if it's for kids or if it's for adults. Own it like a Southerner. Again, maybe that would make me perhaps think that you're selling something that has to do with supporting the South, maybe. But then again, I would be confused because of the British flag with the Deep South branding. So just to show you that it's a cute story and one that definitely makes sense once you know about it, but how many people are going to know about it up front. So it might be something if you get along kind of down the line and you're not sure if you should rebrand or if you need to make a change, or maybe you're not seeing the traffic you want, you may want to rethink your branding strategy and perhaps start the rebrand process. So let's see what you do sell. It looks like you're selling personalized items. I mean, you got a little bit of everything. You got some shirts, some ornaments, home decor, even jewelry here, candles. So, okay, so it appears to me that you work with vinyl and you use that to personalize gifts. So it looks like you're a gift shop. So I would perhaps think of maybe a way to change, maybe own it like a Southerner if you want to keep your branding and add in something about you being a gift shop here. I think that might make more sense for people visiting your shop. Okay, so let's look at this line right here. You see this line? Here's your shop's name. Here is this line underneath your shop's name. Now, a lot of sellers don't pay much attention to that line, but it is actually very important. That is the area that's actually second best when it comes to the way that Google determines where to rank you in their search engine. So, of course, number one, they look at your name, because if people Google your name, that they need to be able to pull this page up. But then secondly, they look at this line right here. To kind of give their algorithm an idea of where to place you when someone's searching. So you have personalized and unique handmade gifts, specifically crafted with you in mind. Now, I think that you have some pretty good keywords in there. You have personalized, you have unique, you have handmade gifts, especially crafted with you in mind. You could really, take that whole part out and add in more keywords. So think about what are your biggest sellers, or what drives traffic to your shop? What do people normally ask for when they contact you? Is it apparel? Is it decor? Is it babies? Is it for weddings? Is it for anniversary presents? Think about what people, your customers, your people, your followers and fans, what they tend to request the most. And think about how you can use those keywords into this line right here, in this line. So instead of just personalizing unique handmade gifts, which is nice, it's very general. So you could put instead personalizing unique, personalized T-shirts, custom Christmas ornaments, like when it's during the holidays. I wouldn't do that now. Unique personalized gifts. Let's see. Or even, I don't know if I would put vinyl, because most people that are not in the craft industry probably would not know that it's vinyl that you're using, or sublimation, depending if you're doing a little bit of both. But I would try to put maybe some more specific keywords in this section. Okay, here, shop owner, you have Christina Aldridge, which is you. That's awesome. I would try to get a clear picture of you. Something with a focus, obviously, close up and a smile. Think of this as your way of welcoming them into your shop. That would be really great. I think that your shop icon matches obviously with your banner, kind of flows nicely together. Let's look at your featured items. Okay, so where are we? It is, what, March 27th? What's coming up? Well, obviously we have Easter. We have Easter coming up this weekend, so it doesn't really matter. There's no time really to ship anything out. What's the next holiday? What's coming up next? Well, we have spring break, right? And then we have Mother's Day, and then we have probably graduation, and then we have summer and Father's Day. So I want you to think of your featured items here as if they were window displays in a physical space. So let's say that you had a physical store. I want you to really think about your Etsy shop as a physical store. I think the more that you are able to do that, the easier it will be for you to decorate it, for you to feature items, for you to understand your branding a little bit more and representation to your products. Think of this featured section as your window display. So what do stores usually do when there's certain seasons or certain holidays? Well, or let's say they have a new product collection in, right? They switch out their window displays, or they switch out their signage. They do that to keep things fresh, to keep people coming back to see what else is going on, to showcase and highlight their products for the season or for the holiday, to get people to come in. Well, if you look at your shop, at your Etsy shop, and this is what's called above the fold. Now, I am on an iMac and I kind of blew up my screen a little bit, but basically they're going to see these featured items before they have to scroll down. So you want these 4 items to be very eye-catching, and you want them to be definitely current. So if you think about spring break, Mother's Day, graduation, things like that, what items do you have in your shop that you could put up here to really capture that audience? Grandma's Kitchen, that's a good one because that would be good for Mother's Day. Handwriting gift, this would be kind of nice also for Mother's Day or Grandmother's Day. Do you have anything else that you could put in here? So you want to definitely think about those kinds of things. Like I see that you have baby onesies. If you do t-shirts, and you may not, if you did t-shirts and onesies, you could do like a mommy and me set or something like that, daddy and me set for Mother's Day or Father's Day. All right, let's see. Your announcement, welcome to Deep South Posh, where we can own it like a Southerner. 2018 is off to a great start. We've hit the ground. New items will be added within. Okay, let me tell you about this announcement. It kind of sucks, to be quite honest. It's not that yours sucks. It just means that the announcement in general, it's kind of a blah space for Etsy to have. It actually doesn't get much visibility. Customers don't really even notice it too much. So there's not a huge amount of work you have to do with this section. I like to recommend that you keep this section to 1 line if possible. If you can keep it to 1 line, and if you can use capitalization and exclamation points along with a call to action, you have a better chance of it being seen and a better chance of directing your customers to do something. So like this right here is all fluff. This is great if you were having a commercial and someone's reading it out loud. Right now it's fluff. It doesn't really, it's just getting scrolled by. But if you had, visit our website at www.deepsouthposh.com to receive 10% off today or 20% off today. Something like that will grab their attention. When you're using a mixture of numbers and letters, some exclamation points, it will jog their vision as they scroll down and see that. So that's something good that you can do with that section if you do have your own website and you're trying to build an email list or something like that. Or if you're trying to promote your social media sites, visit our Instagram at Deep South Posh and get signed up for our VIP list, or get 10% off, or whatever your promotion may be. It doesn't necessarily have to be a discount. It could just be, hey, follow us at this site to get all the sneak peeks at our new merchandise, or something like that. You want to do some kind of call to action. And again, everyone's not gonna see it, everybody that visits, but those that do, you're actually directing them to do something. And this would be either to grow your email list, to grow your fans, your followers, to keep people excited about your brand and your products. Now, let's see here. You have 25 items. That's a little low. I would try to get closer to 60 if you can. I really prefer numbers like 60 through 100. But I know not everyone can do that. And I know you're busy with the little ones, but I definitely would try to up that amount. And the reason why is because people, when they come in, what would you do if you went to a store, let's say, and there was only a couple shelves that had products on it? You'd probably feel kind of weird, right? You'd be like, what's going on here? Are they going out of business? So you kind of want to think of your online shop in a similar way. You don't need to have 500 products. You're not a big box store. So, obviously, but you do want to have enough that people take you seriously as a business and that people have a good amount of items to kind of look around and browse a bit. You do have your categories here. It looks like baby, Christmas, home decor, and accessories. Those are very general words, very broad terms. you want these to be a bit more specific. This section here, these section titles, they are also optimizable. They help with search optimization. So that's SEO. What you want to do is you want to be a little bit more specific, a little bit more targeted in these sections. So baby what? Baby ornaments, baby shirts, baby outfits, baby gifts. Be a little bit more personalized baby gifts, perhaps. Be a little bit more targeted with your keywords here. Again, as you add more items, hopefully you would add more categories. You can have up to 15, I believe now. And you want to organize those categories from the shortest word to the longest word. Baby would be the shortest word. It looks like you would just have to flip-flop accessories and home decor. And that's just for aesthetic reasons. It's nicer on the eyes of the viewer. And remember, you have two goals with your online shop. You have the goal of the front end design, right? And that is not because you want to be the most popular shop or the most prettiest shop, but honestly, you're going to get more sales if people enjoy being in your shop. That means that if your shop looks good, they're going to spend more time. They're going to add more things to their cart, and ultimately they're going to buy more. So your pictures, your branding, your formatting, your fonts and colors and graphics, all of that matters when it comes to e-commerce. So that's the front end. The back end, you really want to focus on optimizing your site as best as you can so that the search engine, whether that's on Etsy or Amazon or Google or Facebook, wherever you are, picks up what you're selling and shows it to the people that are searching for it. Let's scroll down. I looked a little bit earlier at your About section. Okay, so let's kind of talk about this for a minute. Let me see what you got going on. Okay, this is great. So this is pretty good. What you want to use your About section for is to tell us about you, who you are, who your husband is, who your family is, why do you do what you do, what are you passionate about? You know, why did you start this shop in the first place? So let me tell you something a little bit unique about you versus a mainstream, mass-produced product business. You're a handmade business owner. I'm assuming that you have a machine. It might be a Cricut, it might be a Silhouette, it might be something else. And you have a program and you design or buy designs and you put fonts together in different colors and you print out vinyl and cut vinyl and then you apply it to these items. And I'm assuming that you do that in your own home. Whether you have a specific room or a studio or maybe in the basement, maybe a she shed, or maybe you do it in your dining room table. Either way, this is coming from your home and your hands and your mind and your soul. So it's a handmade business. And there's something special in that. I mean, sure, I can go and find a personalized shirt at the mall, or I can go, and find Life's a Beach ornament at Walmart. You know what I mean? What makes yours different than the one I find at Walmart? Well, this right here, this section right here is what makes yours different. So it's the passion, it's the humanness behind that product. Now, I love that you're showing photos of your family. I love that you're showing things that you're passionate about. You're putting that human connection behind your business. However, you still want to think like a salesperson. You still want to represent yourself in a very desirable way. So make sure that the pictures you're putting here in your About section are well done. This is a great picture. It exudes joy and happiness. Oh my gosh, such a precious photo. This one, not so much. You know, I know it seems like you're trying to showcase the British flag there, but it's, it's shadowy. It doesn't got a whole lot going on for it. So if it's your bench, I would maybe perhaps take a closer shot at it. Maybe put somebody sitting on it, maybe your kids, maybe yourself reading a book on the bench. This is a beautiful picture as well. It's a little grainy though. And this one is too, a little grainy, a little blurry, and you got these lines here. So you want to still have some professionalism with the photos that you're posting. This is a decent amount of text, so this is great here. You're showing only available on Facebook. So, and I'm hoping you don't only have a Facebook. You want to make sure you have an Instagram. You want to make sure that you have a Pinterest or a website or a blog, and you can put those here. Yes, you can actually, if you have a website, which all craft business owners should have their own website, this is where you can put it, right here. And it will be clickable. It's the only place on Etsy where you can have a clickable link. You can put your website anywhere you want in your Etsy shop. You can put it in your listings. You can put it on the banner if you want. That is not against Etsy's terms of service. However, it won't be clickable there. So the only place it would be clickable is here in this section. I'm not going to go through your policies right now. It looks like you're using the 99-cent price point, which is awesome. That is what we recommend in Flourish, either 99 or 95. I feel that shops that have more of a boutique type feeling can use the 95, whereas everyone else is perfectly fine using the 99-cent price point. Now we could get into it, but I know you're in Flourish if you and you're already using the 99-cent price point. But if you do have any questions, we do have pricing guidelines in our files on our member site, Flourish at Artisan Indie. So if you ever want to, adjust your pricing, you can always refer back to that if needed. I think though it looks really good. You're doing $19.99 here. This is $9.99. You could probably bump this up. I don't know how big these are. This is a trivet. But, something like this, if it was personalized with like a name or a date, I would probably bump that up to $14.99. Remember now, just because you're handmade doesn't mean you're cheap. If anything, it means the opposite. And I know that we struggle with competition and things like that. Well, so-and-so is selling theirs for this, so I'm going to have to sell mine for this. That's just not true. Remember, people will pay a whole range of amounts. They want to feel good about their purchase, but just because they want to feel good doesn't mean they need the best deal. They want to feel like they're getting a good value for their purchase. So if you have amazing photography and cute, unique designs, you could charge $19.99 for something you're charging $9.99 for, and it doesn't matter what your competition is charging. If your pictures look better, and if your customer service is better, and if your branding is more on point, you have all the things that you need to have that we teach in Flourish, people will pay $10 more for this. All they're looking for is a personalized gift. The difference between $10 and $20 is very little to somebody when they're buying a gift. So, and you can start with bumping it up to like I said, $14.99 or $12.99. And the more that you start to improve your photography and start to improve your shop, its look overall, the more money you can charge for all of your items. $15.99 is not a good price point. You want to be either at $14.99 or $16.99. In the studies that we've read about all types of e-commerce, there's certain price points that sell the most. And between $9.99 and $19.99 is $12.99, $14.99, $16.99, and then it jumps to $19.99. So make sure that you're in, oh, this is so cute. Make sure that you're in those price ranges. This is, again, I think this could be more money, $12.99, $14.99, $16.99, just depending on how much you improve your shop. So before we get into the listings, I think your photos definitely need to be improved. These aren't so bad. They're better, but they're still not where they need to be. When you're selling gifts, a lot of the things that you're selling are emotional. I highly recommend you get modeled shots and or professional photography product shots. And, and because you're in Flourish, you get all of our product photographers services at a discount. I do recommend you reaching out to some of them and having some photo shots done, especially things like the tea towel and these giftable kind of items. The baby stuff, I mean, any baby is adorable. These baby pictures are super sweet because they're babies, and all babies are absolutely adorable, I think. This one is not bad either. Your flat lays, you want to have them on a white background or something light. Doesn't necessarily have to be white, but the wood throws everything else off. You don't want a lot of busyness either. So I definitely say that you need to work on your photos. And I really think you should rebrand, or, you know, definitely change your tagline and maybe adjust some of your colors and things like that up in your branding. Kind of just give it an update. Let's go ahead and look at your SEO. So I really like these tea towels that have like recipes on them. But what I noticed with you is you don't have recipe anywhere in your title at all. So you have handwriting gift, handwriting tea towel gift, custom handwriting gift, handwriting memory gifts, unique gifts, gifts under $25. That title isn't really helping too much. I mean, sure, if someone's looking for a handwriting gift and that's what they type in, I'm sure that you will pop up. But most people think of these as a recipe tea towel or a handwritten recipe tea towel. So let's go ahead and search what we can find in the Etsy search bar, which is what I recommend to do when you're figuring out your SEO. Of course, there's other tools like Etsy Rank or Marmalade or the Google Keyword Planner, and different people like different tools and different information. For me, I'm a little bit lazy and I don't like to have to do a ton of research. So while I'm compiling a listing, I just simply search the Etsy search bar, which lets me know what items, what keywords are being searched for. And I'll show you how it works. So I'm going to type in first handwriting gift because that's what you have. So we're going to do handwriting. All right, so I type in handwriting space. This is what pops up or auto-populates. Now, what these terms are telling me is that with the word handwriting space, the top search term right now on Etsy is handwriting jewelry. Right here, handwriting jewelry. Then handwriting bracelet, then handwriting necklace, then handwriting ring, and then handwriting gift. So that's pretty good. I mean, you have a good, strong keyword in the front that is relevant to what you make. Now, I want to see if we can get it a little bit more relevant. Okay, so let's try recipe. Hand towel. Okay, so recipe hand towel is a little bit more relevant and more specific than the handwriting gift. Let's try handwritten recipe. All right. Now, handwritten recipe on towel or handwritten recipe gifts is even more relevant. Now, remember, Etsy's algorithm, even though it's all wonky and crazy right now, they are really going towards relevancy. They want the most descriptive, relevant words for what the item is in the very front, the first keyword phrase. So you saying handwriting gift, that is so vague and so general. It could be a pillow, a toy. It could be a handkerchief for a wedding. It could be so many things. You definitely want the word recipe in your title. You don't have it anywhere. But even more importantly, it really should be within the first keyword phrase. So I think handwritten recipe gifts or handwritten recipe towel or on towel would be, here it is right there, towel. That's probably what I would do. Tea towel isn't coming up. See how it's only coming up as I type? So that isn't the right one, but this one is handwritten recipe towel. Okay, and then you can try a different combination. Recipe towel, recipe hand towel. Let's just try written recipe. Hand lettered recipe. There's recipe cards. How about Mother's Day gift? That's a good one. Mother's Day gift. Mother's Day gift from Grandma. Grandma gift. Grandma's recipe. There you go. Grandma recipe. Mom's recipe. Mom recipe. There's a recipe book. Let's try cooking. No. Tea towel, flour sack, if that's what you're using, you may want to put that in there, flour sack tea towel. Now, again, you want to put your most relevant keyword phrase here in the front, but the other ones that do describe what it is, but just aren't as super relevant, you put them here in the back, kind of like you have now. Now, I believe that Etsy will start in the future, in the next few months, start leaning towards shorter titles. And the reason why I say that is I don't believe that the title is going to be as important as it always has been. Like, the title has always been the main thing Etsy uses to determine where to place their sellers and shops in search, but I don't believe that will continue. I feel like the moves that they've been making and the acquisitions that they've done and some of the talks that they've had have hinted towards them eventually leaning more towards the copy, which is down here, the description copy, and the tags, which are down here, to help them in search, as well as photo recognition. So I would make sure that your photos are nice and clear, at least the first one, that you can tell what it is. I would make sure that you're just using the most relevant keywords to either describe the item or maybe perhaps describe what it could be used for, who it could be gifted for. Make sure you're using all of your attributes. Make sure that you have the keywords that you would describe this item down here in your copy. And no, it does not mean that you have to put them right in the first sentence, but I would try to put at least some decent keywords in your first paragraph of your copy, and then make sure, of course, that they're in the tags as well. So that's what I think. I think, honestly, you have a lot of work to do, a lot of work. I think you need to, if it were my shop, I would rebrand. I would probably change the name. However, if the name is very important to you, I would definitely update your tagline so people know what to find when they come to your shop. I would also probably update the graphics in general. I feel like as a gift shop, you maybe should have something a little bit more subtle. I think that the hot pink and the hot yellow and the green and the blue kind of makes me feel like it's a shop I'd find at the beach. You know, I don't think that you're really reaching out and touching your target audience with your branding. So I would definitely do that. Your photography definitely needs a lot of work. It needs to be updated. If you don't have the time to learn it yourself, then definitely farm that out to product photographers. It's not as expensive as one would think. It's actually quite affordable, and you will make your money back times a million if you have really good photos in here. And it's not just about how the photos are going to attract buyers and make them buy, but it's also visibility. Bloggers will want to share if your photography is good. TV stations and magazines will want to pick you up and feature you if you have good photography. I mean, there's so many more opportunities that come with having a really nice, well put together shop. Your SEO needs some work. Definitely think about those keyword phrases, put the most relevant to the front, update your about section a little bit, clean it up. And I think for the most part, after that, you should be pretty good. You should be ready to start making more stuff and adding to your shop. If you have any questions at all, of course, if you're on YouTube, you can post below this video. If you if you want to contact me personally, of course, you can message me on Facebook. Christina, since you're in Flourish, you can tag me on the wall there. I'm always more than happy to help. So I hope this helped you, and I can't wait to see the changes that you make and the updates that you make, and to see this number quadruple in size. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you later. If you want more information about joining Flourish at Artisan Indie, please visit our website, www.artisanindie, and click on the Join tab to see what it's all about. Thanks. Bye.